All right, I'm going to go over how to use Microsoft Outlook. First of all, to get to Microsoft Outlook, you have to go to, well, there's a few ways to do that. You can go to portal.office.com, which will take you here, and then you just click on Outlook. Or by now, hopefully you've already bookmarked Outlook or pinned the tab like I showed you in the intro video. Or you can go from something like Teams or any of the Office 365 programs, click on the waffle menu, and then from there you can click on Outlook. In any case, Outlook is only used for external emails to other people. So what I mean by external is that you can communicate with people outside of the district. Otherwise, a quick chat in Teams or a conversation within a team in a channel, those are ways we're going to be communicating with each other internally. So Outlook really should be reserved for communicating outside of the district. So something like communication with parents or with suppliers or other purchases or other people who in other districts use Outlook for that. Okay, so Outlook is just like any other email program, very similar to Gmail, which you already use with Delta Learns. To create a new message, you just click on New Message and then type in whoever you want to write the message to, type in the subject, type in your message, and then hit Send. You can add attachments, images, emoji, whatever you want to add there, and then send it. I'm just going to discard that message. If you look in the menu, so click on the hamburger menu, these three lines here, and it'll toggle this left pane, which will show you all your different folders and things like that. The one thing that you should pay attention to, especially as you first start using Outlook, is the junk email. Be sure to go in there and right-click anything that is not actually junk and then mark it as not junk. That way, Outlook over time will learn what emails are actually junk and which ones are not junk. Same thing if you get something in your email inbox and it happens to be spam or something that you don't want to ever get again, you can right-click on the message and mark it as junk. You can block it, but also mark it as junk will teach it what is good and what is not good emails to get. So it takes a little bit of training at first. I find that the spam filter is actually quite good. So you just have to train it once in a while. I find specifically now that we are forwarding from first class to Outlook, there is a training period that you have to go through. So if you're missing any emails, I would check in the junk mail folder first. The other thing I want to show you is just going through the settings. So I like dark mode. This is dark mode right now. So to get to settings, you click on the gear icon on the top right here. And that'll take you to a bunch of different settings for how this program looks on your screen. The display density, you can just play around with the controls, play around with these settings, see what you like. If you go to the bottom, it'll show all the Outlook settings. So there's more settings. So if you click on that, it'll give you a whole bunch of settings, which you can go through yourself very carefully if you want to. If there's anything that you feel that you should be able to do that you can't by default do, check the settings first. Go through all the settings and see if it's there. There may be something there that you're just not paying attention to. So if you go through these settings and set it up the way you want, then everything should be the way you want. One thing I want to point out, because I especially like this, having used Gmail for such a long time, there are keyboard shortcuts like C to compose, E to archive messages. All these keyboard shortcuts that I'm so used to, all of a sudden changed with this new program that we're using. However, if you're used to those shortcuts like I am, if you go to General and go to accessibility, there it is, you can actually set the keyboard shortcuts to be similar to any of these programs. I set it to Gmail, so the same shortcuts that I use frequently in Gmail, I would now be able to use in Outlook because I'm just used to those. Okay, so that's pretty much it for Outlook. Remember, reserve that for external messages for people who are not in our district ecosystem. Otherwise, all the communications, even like messages to single people, should be done using chat and in Teams instead of sending people an email. All right, that's it.